everybody.
Hi, guys. Well, from beautiful fall time in Salt Lake City, Utah.
It's Thank God I'm Atheist.
Podcast.
I'm Frank Feldman.
And I'm Dan Beecher.
And coming up today, we've got birth control, federal government, an attorney general, president of the United States.
Everybody's involved. It's a super important issue, apparently.
Let's control women's reproductive rights.
Oh, my God. We can't let these ladies be preventing babies.
Right.
It's so important. We're going to try and
if they
sort
want to
out
prevent
why.
babies, don't have sex.
Right. But don't not have sex, just have the babies.
Yeah. We want babies.
We need them.
This country's doesn't have enough people.
The world.
Let's get rid of all these immigrants so we can just have babies.
Yeah.
To fill our labor
like
needs.
I don't like it.
This doesn't make sense.
These
Dan.
are the bad choices.
Anyway, Dan.
Yeah.
Austria. Dateline. Austria.
I've been there.
Have you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's nice.
Vienna?
Uh-huh.
As a child?
As a young,
okay.
As a very young person.
Because I haven't heard anything recent about this. Well, they have a burqa ban on the books now.
Oh.
And it's not, they had to write it in such a way that nobody could say that they were singling out any one group.
Right.
Well, it's having some implications that were unexpected.
Of course.
Unintended.
Yeah.
Including a man in a shark costume running afoul of the law. In fact, he was working for an advertising agency that was out promoting a store opening of a new McShark electronics store.
Okay.
McShark, I don't.
They're trying to. It's
Who
like
knows?
McDonald's and.
I have no clue what they're up to. Who knows? With these,
the Austrians are a mystery to all.
Nonetheless, the Vienna police asked the man to take off the head of the shark, right? Because his face cannot be covered,
right,
with this law, right?
I really want. How great would it be if he took off the head of the shark and was wearing a burqa underneath?
He's just one of those little Russian dolls.
Yeah.
Head coverings. So he refused because, he's being paid. This is his job,
right,
to be walking around in a shark costume. First of all, the people who should be in trouble here are the dingbats at this so-called advertising agency who thought that a mascot's a great idea.
Let me tell you something.
Right.
Him getting arrested, him getting onto the front page of all of the newspapers, these people, they might be advertising geniuses.
Well,
they might have sent the police.
If that was all planned and this was all a stunt, yes, you are right. Okay. If instead, in all sincerity, they were like, the thing we need to do is put a man in a shark outfit dancing around in front of store. No, that's what the dumb owner comes up with as an idea.
Right.
Not something.
And that's what you as a marketing professional talk him out of.
But you may be right. Maybe they were like, hey, there's this thing. We've heard people getting in trouble.
Maybe we can run afoul of the burqa ban.
Yeah.
And get free publicity.
And all it cost them was a €150 fine.
Right. There you
because when he refused, they slapped him with this thing. And the guy was just,
they put,
as he says,
fin cuffs on him.
Just doing my job.
Walked him into the precinct.
And this is the Facebook post from the advertising agency. It says, today we were at the McShark store opening and our shark mascot received a fine from the Vienna police because of the new ban on face coverings.
Ugh.
And then they say, life is not easy.
What?
I don't know.
Okay, well, great.
The life, it's not easy.
No. They had to throw in their semi-Germanic death musings.
Let's see. Was there anything else in the story? No, I think.
Well, life is also not easy across the channel in England. for the poor people, the parish of the Church of Our Lady of Grace and St. Edward in Chiswick.
In Chiswick. Oh, yeah.
And that's a
Beautiful.
suburb of London.
Beautiful Chiswick.
Everybody loves Chiswick. They are praying nightly. It's the month of the Rosary, so they're praying the Rosary daily now, trying to stop an event from happening.
Oh, no.
The opening of a cycling path in front of their church.
Oh,
It's going to ruin everything.
Oh.
It's
This sounds awful.
yeah.
Cycling, no.
Yeah, literally. London is trying to open up this they're trying to get more cycling infrastructure in
They're going full Copenhagen on
they're trying.
on
Lord knows they're trying.
on the British.
And basically so they're trying to open up these sort of protected pathways for cyclists.
Awesome.
No,
that's great. That's
not
really great.
awesome, because it is going to ruin something for this church. Here's the thing: the church is now asking that parishioners consider the impact
Of people cycling in front of their church.
Here's what they're talking about: funerals. This is a quote from their website. Maybe it's from a tweet. I'm not sure. Funerals. No right of way for carrying the coffin.
Oh, no.
No right of way for First Holy Communion and other processions.
Oh, no.
Weddings, no right of way for brides in their wedding dresses.
Oh, no.
Because there might be a cyclist who's
Zipping by.
by.
What if you got like some kind of funebrial rickshaw?
There you
that
go.
You could like have like,
Yeah. Have a cyclist drive your bride in.
Yeah.
Then it's the best of all worlds. Now we're working together.
Adapt. Adapt, people.
Yeah, get some get 4 or 5 pallbearers on their bikes. Everybody just bear the pall that way.
Yeah. Bear the pall. What's
Yeah.
the pall?
No, it's a pallbearer is bearing the pall.
I know, but what is it?
It's the
Grief?
thing. Yeah,
The collective grief of the masses.
I don't know. Is it the casket? Is that a pall?
I don't know. Can't
right.
you cast pall? Isn't that what cast to I don't know, Dan.
Yeah,
These
I don't
things are so
know.
complicated. Are you looking it up?
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Okay, I will continue to try to buy us some time.
The pall is a cloth spread over a coffin, hearse, or tomb. So I guess if you're if you're a pallbearer, you're carrying that cloth, using the coffin as the conveyance for the cloth.
So what was this, synecdoche? Like
yeah, I guess so.
The cloth the pall represents the whole thing.
I guess so.
Huh. All right, well there you go, Dan.
Boom. We've helped you out. This has been the TGIA Word Hour.
That's actually something that you and I can spend a little too much time on.
We're word nerds. We could nerd out about it for sure. What do you got?
Dan, a federal judge has stricken a law.
Oh no!
That used to allow free housing for clergy.
Oh no! Yeah,
Tax-free housing.
Right.
That's not just free housing. Tax-free housing.
Right.
The church would give their pastor, minister, priest, whomever, imam,
sure,
an allowance.
Right.
That was specifically, this is your housing allowance, and then they could pay their mortgage with this money, and that money came to them tax-free, no income tax.
Sure.
On that. And then they could also write off, their mortgage and all the other tax benefits that come from home ownership.
Right.
And it clearly is a benefit that was being offered to this one specific kind of employee, this religious person.
Right.
And other organizations were not, secular organizations were not afforded the same benefit from the IRS for their top people. Right?
Yeah.
And so the Freedom from Religion Foundation,
The Fufurf,
as you like to call them.
our friends.
They tested back in 2000, a number of years ago, 2013. The same judge that they were actually in front of this time struck down the law, but it did not pass the higher courts. When it went up through the 7th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, they said that these two co-presidents of the FURFURF didn't have standing, right? They had not suffered the
they hadn't personally been harmed by the law.
Thank you very much, because they'd never been denied this parsonage exemption.
Right. Okay.
And so this go around, these two fine folk at the FURFURF applied
for the exemption.
For the exemption.
They actually said, "Hey, we're going to start giving a parsonage to our guys."
Right. And of course, the IRS is like, no, that's not how this works. You are not clergy.
You can't do that.
And so, this time they do have standing.
Right.
The judge makes the same decision, and this one is going to take a higher court, a lot more
they
legal somersaults.
They can't just dodge it now. Now they actually have to rule on it.
They have to figure something out.
All right.
And so backing them into the corner. So this looks good. This is great, because we were talking earlier about people like Joel Osteen.
Oh, my God.
Who rake in shit tons of money off their church.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know if you guys out there have ever seen, Joel Osteen's palatial spread.
Oh, my God.
But you should really Google it. It's obscene.
Yeah.
And
he could house, like, villagers from many small villages.
Right.
Just
lots
on
of
his
flood victims is what he could be doing.
No, he doesn't do that. That's not his thing.
But nonetheless, while we do not know for a fact, right, that what kind of parsonage exemption he might be taking,
right,
and what kind of parsonage benefit he's getting from the Joel Osteen Ministries and whatnot, it's probably a safe bet that he's getting a sizable chunk.
There's no way he's leaving money on the table on this thing.
Whatever he's allowed to do, he's doing.
Right.
And he's living fat off the hog, and it's high time that he at least gets dinged here.
If I were
in hurt Joel Osteen.
But I mean, it's going to sting a little bit. Like, he's not going to get that. Because, I mean, that his church is giving him millions of dollars a year as a housing benefit.
It's possible.
And then he's just, and then he gets to double dip with the whole, taking the mortgage, writing off his mortgage.
Yeah.
So,
and there's some stuff with property taxes as well. And
he gets all of that benefit. Well, not no more. Osteen. Take that, Pat Robertson. Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah.
We'll see how this plays out.
Well, definitely these gross televangelist types are going to hurt.
If this goes, the problem is if this goes all the way to the Supreme Court, now we've got Gorsuch up there. We got people, they'll want to help the Osteens and the Robertsons of the world.
I mean, yeah, but they have to get around the establishment clause.
Yeah.
They have, there's stuff here that this is going to take some somersaults.
Yeah.
And these are smart people. They can figure it out, I'm sure, if they really want to. Or they're just going to have to face facts and say, you know what, this wasn't a fair thing.
This was not appropriate.
Not right.
And so either they give it to the heads of other nonprofit organizations.
Right.
Or they just take it away.
Exactly.
We'll see how it plays out. We'll keep you updated. I'm going to take us to Rexburg, Idaho. Land of potatoes and Mormon college students. That's where BYU, Idaho is.
The loathsome BYU, Idaho.
It's really not great, but you may feel a little differently about BYU, Idaho after I tell you this story.
Why is that?
So the city council of Rexburg was going to throw up a display in City Hall that read "In God We Trust," which is something that they would totally get away with because it's the U.S. national motto, theoretically.
Right.
And so it has already passed muster in terms of getting passed, in terms of government entities putting this on various things, and then courts ruling in their favor when sued.
Right.
They decided not to do it.
The city hall.
The city council decided not to do it. They were all ready to go, and guess who jumps in? 3 BYU Idaho professors.
Okay.
Who were advocating against it.
Really?
On the grounds that it would alienate Rexburg's non-LDS or non-Christian residents.
No way.
So they actually made the argument that this would alienate non-believers, etc. And the city council said, that makes sense. Let's not do it.
Wait a second.
How did this happen?
People in a religious majority behaving responsibly without higher government, i.e. the courts, telling them that they cannot.
Right. Reasonable people taking a reasonable stance in favor of people that aren't themselves.
That's absolutely ludicrous. I've never heard of such a thing.
This has never happened. I feel like the apocalypse is nigh. It might occur today. I'm not sure.
This is a group of very reasonable people. Good for them.
Yeah.
They're clearly not the first who've ever done such a thing, but that's great.
It's amazing to me. In these United States, and in a very, very conservative part of these United States. Idaho is a very red state. And Rexburg, Idaho, is not exactly a blue oasis in that red state.
Right.
I mean, yes, it's a college town, so college town tends to be a little more liberal, but it's a Mormon college town.
Not college towns that have a religious college.
Right, exactly. This would be this would be professors at fucking Oral Roberts universities making this claim. It doesn't feel right. Something's gone wrong. Something's gone right. But
something else had to have gone wrong.
Yeah, somewhere
else there's something really
there's
bad.
A great disturbance in the force somewhere.
There's a shoe just waiting
to drop.
Just waiting somewhere.
Right. They're going to build a Jesus statue over the city hall now. I don't know. It's amazing though. Props where props are due.
All right. Well, they get props.
Yes.
The leaders of the state in India. Let's see, the Uttar Pradesh. That's where the Taj Mahal is.
Yes.
Right.
Uttar Pradesh.
Uttar Pradesh.
Or Pradesh. Yeah.
Pradesh.
It's that Pradesh. Which is the state or province.
Yes. This article is calling it a state.
Oh, it's a state. Okay.
It's from the Washington Post, so I assume they are getting the terminology correct.
Sure. I've been to that state.
Have you now?
Yes, indeed.
Well, the state's new chief minister, who's also a Hindu priest by the name of Yogi Adityanath.
Yep. I'm sure you nailed it.
So good. So good, people. All these folks in control, they have been neglecting the Taj Mahal.
Oh, dear.
They are basically defunding the Taj Mahal.
Oh.
Because, here's a quote from Yogi Adityanath.
Yeah?
He lamented at a rally that tiny models of the Taj Mahal are often given to visiting foreign dignitaries, saying that the monument, quote, does not reflect Indian culture because it's
Muslim. Yeah.
And he's Hindu. And the Hindu nationalists who are in control of the local government really don't care to promote Taj Mahal. Even though it is basically a national symbol of India.
Not only that, baby, that's what you got.
Oh, yeah.
If you want any tourist dollars in your state, you best be promoting the shit out of the Taj Mahal.
Not only is it the number one tourist destination of, what is it, Uttar Pradesh,
Right.
it is the country's biggest tourism draw.
Right.
Like, I mean, and the fact of the matter is, attendance figures are down. They need to be promoting this thing.
Yeah.
They need to be putting it in all their literature, and instead they have actually conspicuously omitted it from their official tourism booklet.
Oh my God.
That lists all the important projects on tourism and different tourism draws, and they're promoting all the Hindu sites. In Uttar Pradesh that are just world renowned. I mean, I can think of.
I could name
exactly none of them.
There's that cow that walked past me as I was on my way. Those are. That's very Hindu.
I mean, this is a world. This is clearly. I don't know if it's officially a World Heritage Site. I'm sure it would have to be something of that. It is definitely one of the 7 wonders of the world.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
This is an internationally recognized icon.
Let me tell you something.
Of India, of their entire nation. Doesn't matter who built the good goddamn thing.
No.
Own it, protect it, preserve it.
It's an important part of your heritage and history, and
sell your trinkets.
Right. It's what draws in the tourist dollars.
Yeah.
You need those.
Yes.
I've and not for nothing, but if people are only allowed to visit the sites that promote your thing, you're fucked in terms of because there's amazing Buddhist sites all over that area.
Yeah.
There's amazing, look, you have a rich religious history.
Yeah.
Own it. Be happy about it. No one's going there. No one, I've been there, is going there to worship. This is not a place where all of the Muslims go. They're not having Hajj or walking around it.
Right.
It's
not a mausoleum.
It's not. Yeah, exactly.
There's 2 dead bodies in it.
Yeah. You go for the beauty of the actual thing. You check it out.
Right.
And that's that.
Walk around, you get your selfie.
Yeah. You stay in the hotel where the hotel I stayed in was gorgeous. And, and every room has a view of the Taj Mahal.
No way.
Yeah. That's
really?
their big thing.
Wow.
It's angled in that way.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You take the Taj Mahal out of Uttar Pradesh. No one goes to Uttar Pradesh. Nobody.
Yeah.
Agra is the city that it's in. It's got a red fort. Yeah. That's nice. Also built by the same guy that built the Taj Mahal.
Oh, okay.
So you got to get rid of that too, because it's a Muslim thing. And then you got nothing.
Yeah. This is according to Abhishek Manu Singhvi, who is a spokesman for the opposition Congress Party. He said that omitting the Taj Mahal from their local tourism list is like putting on Hamlet without Hamlet.
I think that's a
really funny way of saying it.
Apt description. Although I will say that Claudius does not get his due in that play. So maybe if we did it without Hamlet, it'd be great.
Oh,
it's a good play. It's a play about a man whose brother dies and then he marries his brother's wife, and they all live happily ever after, ruling over Denmark.
There you go.
It's a great play.
Lovely. Maybe that's the message here.
I think so. I'm going to take us to. I'm in a credit where credit's due mood right now because I'm taking us to Austin, Texas. Where more
good. Am I not going to like this?
No, more great stuff is happening.
Okay.
A Methodist church in Austin, the First United Methodist Church, downtown Austin. I've walked past it myself.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just bragging about the places I've been this episode.
Yeah.
Their congregation voted 93% in favor of a new resolution. They're not going to be performing weddings anymore.
Oh?
Because they are standing, they want to stand up for their gay and lesbian constituents. And right now the Methodist denomination prohibits clergy from officiating same-sex marriages. And
so they're just out of the business.
They're just out of the marriage business until they can do it for everybody.
No way.
Isn't that amazing?
That's interesting.
I am so proud of these guys. I think that's pretty hardcore. That's some rock and roll stuff right there.
Well,
the United Methodist Church is what they're affiliated with, and they don't permit clergy to officiate same-sex weddings.
Right.
So yeah, they're like, okay, we don't do it then. We're out.
Well, that is a thing, Dan.
Yeah,
that is impressive. They're making a statement.
They saw a moral imperative.
Yeah,
and as any religious group should do, they actually went with their morals. So,
what? Dan?
I know. They actually I can't call them out on hypocrisy, which feels weird
and disappointing.
Yeah, it's a little. Again, I don't know what to do with myself right now. You and I know, our whole gig is making fun of people who are asshole hypocrites.
Right.
And when they start to be nice, it feels strange.
Yeah. We'll find a way through. We'll muddle through somehow.
Later in the show, there's plenty of people for us to be super, super duper hateful about. So we'll get to them. But these guys are great. So congratulations to them. All right. So there you go. If you guys have a church that you'd like to congratulate, I guess, you can do so. You can tell us about it. Write into us podcast at thankgodimatheist.com.
Or you could call and leave us a voicemail message. The telephone number is 424-666-8442.
Yeah. Go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/TGIAtheist, and click the like button.
And while there, check out the TGIA Members Only Lounge. You have to request to join, but once you're there, it's awesome.
It's great.
Hey, Dan.
Yes, sir.
I got some audio to play for you.
Oh, I hope so.
This is coming to us from Rick Wiles.
Oh.
He's, kind of a religious nut job and online video poster.
Yeah. he does
talking about nonsense. And here he is. He's just all up in arms about some current developments in this country.
Oh, yeah.
And now we have a society that is not only sterile, it's been sterilized of God. Satan is now coming in to fill the vacuum. The first thing that they had to do was to remove God, sanitize the society, and now they defiled the society, and now it's literally becoming a satanic society. We have people who openly confess their love and their allegiance to Satan, and it's becoming normal. Right here in Florida, I'm in Vero Beach, and south of us, down in Boca Raton, south of West Palm Beach, there's a pastor who's, outraged by what's happening. The city council is going to approve a permit for a satanic display to be put up in the city square at Christmas time that says, "One nation under Antichrist." What is happening to this country? We've lost our mind, Greg. We've lost our mind. And the city council and the mayor say, well, these Satanists have their rights too. No, they don't. They don't have any rights. You don't have the right to worship Lucifer. I'm sorry, but this country was founded by Christians. You don't have the right to worship Lucifer in this country. You're going to bring damnation and judgment on the nation.
Hey, Frank.
Hey, Dan.
What's the best nation in the world?
The United States.
Damnation.
Oh, okay. Dan.
Yes, sir.
So it seems that his test for whether you have the right to practice a religion in a given country is that who founded
the country?
The country, right? So would this same test would he be willing to use this test sort of universally? Would he be willing to apply this, right, in perhaps Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, it is applied in Saudi Arabia.
Right, but he would say that there's a basic human right.
Yeah.
Right? That wherever he gets to go, there's this big, it's not even a human right. It's a basic Christian right.
Right.
That Christians, wherever they go, doesn't matter. You can't persecute us. You're persecuting us.
Right.
Right. Like, either they get their way or they cry foul. And this is stupid. This is some stupid stuff.
What's hilarious about this is that so yes, his idea is that rights work special for Christians.
Right.
Rights don't work for everybody.
Right. And that's, of course not.
And I do like the idea that this country has been sterilized from God. Man, we need to find out how to do that.
Well, and where exactly is he talking about? Because I'd like to live there.
Yeah.
Because that's not been my experience.
Please point me to that state. Because that sounds great. And if Satan comes in, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Well, and
Satanists have done way less harm than Christians have.
And this is simple. This is simple. You don't like the Satanists doing their thing? Stop doing your thing on public grounds.
Right.
It's a simple solution.
Yeah.
You've got some property somewhere that you could put up a little nativity scene, that you could say no to the Satanists.
Mind you, then the Satanists have would get their property. It's a vicious cycle, Frank.
It's easier just for them not to have the right.
Well,
period. They have no right to be here.
Right. It's so much easier to just say that, you can't be a Satanist.
Freedom of belief? No.
You have the freedom of my beliefs.
You have freedom of Christianity.
You have 100% freedom of belief to believe what I believe.
Right. Freedom of Christianity, and we'll allow the Jews to do their thing just 'cause.
I think they're grandfathered in on something.
Please, Muslims. You know this doesn't apply to you.
Right.
Don't
make us say it.
Stop buying property and trying to put up mosques.
Well, I mean,
fuck you.
I mean, the solution to the whole Muslim thing is we just stop letting them into the country.
Well, yeah.
A few of them have gotten in already, but we can at least stop more from coming.
We'll just give up on Dearborn.
Yeah. Michigan's a wash. Anyway, hey, we only had one person write into us this week, so I'm going to read that. Hey, Frank and Dan. Recently, a friend of mine from high school has been dealing with some pretty intense mental health issues that resulted in them going to a full-time therapy program. This friend and I previously had always found comfort and connection in each other's atheism among a sea of Christians. We would get kicks out of hypocrisies such as those pointed out by your show, and have extensive discussions on religion and such. However, after attending this therapy program, they suddenly are an evangelical-level Christian. I mean, they also discovered themselves in many ways and came out as bi and agendered, hence the they/them pronouns, which is great. They seemed to be struggling with their sexual identity off and on for a while now, and everyone should be comfortable in their own skin. Agreed. However, they never seemed to struggle with their identity as a pretty staunch atheist, so I was and still am fairly confused on the conversion to the Christianity. Anyway, I was wondering if you two had explored Christianity's involvement in mental health treatment.
Oh.
I know historically Christianity has done some horrible things to the mentally ill.
Yeah.
That's to say the least.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure how involved they are in modern times with treatment systems. After this event, I'm a little worried that religion is preying on people trying to get treatment for their mental illness. Love the show. Keep up the great work. Sincerely, JK.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's a safe bet that religion will prey on people wherever they can.
Sure.
So, I don't know about this specific situation. I mean,
and the therapeutic community, as a general rule, my understanding is that they work very hard to not do this. Like, they understand the harm of confusing religious and spiritual practice.
Right, but that's not going to be everybody. And
it's not going to be everybody,
and it's definitely not going to be every source that is purporting to be providing, mental health care.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah.
Now, mind you,
Did she say what kind of place this was that her friend went to?
I don't know that this is a she, but
Oh, JK. I knew a JK who was a she. Sorry.
that's okay. Sorry, what was your question?
Does JK say anything about
Where it was?
Uh-huh.
No, it's not at all. And I don't know that it matters that much. There is this interesting thing where it is possible that this friend sort of just went to this place on their own.
Yeah.
As much as it feels, in my experience, like my experience is, there's no way to unring that bell. There's no way that you could, I would have to have a mental lapse for me to go back to believing in a God or see some pretty miraculous shit.
Well, that's a real challenge, Dan.
It is a challenge. That would be amazing.
What if? What if you just found Jesus?
Where has he been?
That's always the surprise. He just pops up and in the most mysterious places.
I'm open to discussion. Jesus, we can talk. But I think the real thing is that it feels impossible to go the other direction. But that's a great opportunity for us to empathize with all those Christians who think that it's impossible for someone.
Right, but it does happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
We do hear about people who were atheist or agnostic who find God, right? And quote unquote find God because
it means something to them. It makes sense to them in some way, and they convert.
Yeah,
it happens. It sucks, but hopefully, they can be cool. I don't know. A lot of converts tend to be not cool about it, and they start to try desperately to converts to anything, including to atheism, tend to become quite evangelical about their belief system.
And here's the deal, Dan. Here's the deal. If you or I all of a sudden found Jesus,
right?
Boy, we could sell some books.
We'd have a book deal.
Going to get on a good speaking tour
in a heartbeat. That's a good point.
We would be enjoying some of the Joel Osteen type benefits.
Osteen would have us on his show.
Oh my God. We found, and especially if it was we could get in good with Joel Osteen if it was kind of not really Jesus that we found. It was just kind of this.
What we found was Jesus.
We found
love.
some old time religion. We found not really anything specific.
Right. Yeah. That'd be good. And then what we got to do after that, we ride that gravy train for, a few years, 10 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Convert to Islam.
Whoa! Blow everybody's minds.
Boom. More book deals, everything. Yeah. Then we become evil again and people hate us.
Here's the deal. You could do Islam. I can't do Islam.
Oh.
I'm gay.
You can't do Christianity either, really.
Oh, but I could find a way.
You could find a Christianity.
I could make that one work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Islam's pretty hardcore still.
I guess if I really wanted the Christian dollars, right?
Yeah.
I would renounce homosexuality.
Yeah, you got to go post-gay.
Right? And just get it on the side.
Yeah.
You get some on the side.
Yeah, you do. You do what all of those pastors are doing. You yell and scream about how you hate homosexuality and how it's bad for everything, and then you
and the organist hook up after.
Yeah. Choir director, sure.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Those guys are all gay.
They're as gay as they come. It's always the case. Oh, boy. Well, do we have anybody to thank?
We do. We have 2 new patrons on Patreon.
Woohoo!
And, they both went to our website, thankgodimatheist.com, and clicked on the support tab and became supporters of the show.
Showed their support for us.
And so we need to thank Beth, who is now a venerable listener.
Ooh, how we venerate you, Beth.
And Mr. Nevermore.
Ooh, a little Allan Poe action right there.
Coming in at the saint level.
Whoa. We've got a saint.
We have a saint. Saint Nevermore.
Ooh. Wow. You guys, that's it. That's so kind of you. We surely appreciate that.
It's lovely. It's great to have our listeners' support. And we also...
And I will remind everyone, before we get to what you were going to do, I will
know what I'm going to do.
I know exactly what you're going to do. But before we do that, I do want to remind everyone that you can, if you want to support us, you choose the level of your own support.
Oh, yeah.
So you go to thankgodimatheist.com, you click on the support tab, it takes you over to Patreon, and then you just decide, $1
an episode?
Yeah,
$2 an
none of
episode?
that. The level, we feel the love no matter what level you can afford.
Absolutely.
So we really appreciate our patrons. It is what keeps this show going, and it's amazing. Yeah. So there's one more patron.
There is one more patron.
We need to thank.
The patron of patrons.
The Lord of Lords. The Holy of Holies. Angela, our Lord and Savior, who is our most venerated of all the patrons. How we bless thee.
How she blesses thee.
And how she blesses us.
She blesses ye.
She does. Her blessings rain down upon us. So thank you to all of you. In the name of the Angela and the Frank and the Dan. Amen.
Amen.
So Frank,
Dan,
So there was a recent ruling out of the Trump administration, a decision.
Great. I'm sure it's a good one.
Oh yeah, good things are always what follow those words. Attorney General Jeff Sessions announced in a statement that basically any company that doesn't want to pay, because I'll just remind our listeners that through the Obamacare, the American the ACA, whatever that stands for, healthcare bill, the Obamacare thing. What happened was that there was a mandate that all companies that offered insurance had to provide free contraception. No words are working in my brain today.
Wow, Dan.
Free contraception to anybody who wanted it. This was part of the ACA. This was a mandate.
Yes.
And, there were lawsuits about it because Hobby Lobby didn't want to do it because they're religious. And then there was a lawsuit by a bunch of nuns who, so the government was like, sure, we'll let you out of it. You just got to fill out this form. And then they were like, filling out forms is against our religious liberty. And then they won a lawsuit. It's gone stupid.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff Sessions has just done away with all of the stuff.
Oh, no.
And just said, if you have a firmly held religious or moral belief about providing contraception for your people, as in the morality of, but that money could go to stockholders. You no longer have to do it. That is the basic moral belief that I believe will guide all of the companies that dump the contraception thing. Anyway, so that happened, and it got me thinking about the whole concept of why the fuck they care so much about contraception. You and I have pointed out this is the abortion prevention pill.
Right.
They should be thrilled about this.
Yeah, this keeps babies from being killed.
Right. It keeps babies from being created.
Right.
And therefore, they can't be aborted. They never happened.
All you're doing is giving abortion providers more work.
Yeah. Keeping them in business.
And allowing them to continue to reap the riches of all the baby parts that they get to sell off.
Okay. That's not, yeah. Yeah, they're definitely doing that. Oh.
Well, that's what they do.
Oh, yeah.
I've been watching Alex Jones a lot lately.
Yeah.
And this is...
Jones knows what he's talking about.
This is clearly what's happening in the world, Dan.
First they have the satanic ritual where they drink the blood and stabby with the babies. And then they sell the parts.
Right.
Because, what you can get for a fetus liver these days, you would be surprised how wealthy you can make yourself.
Well, I mean, it would be helpful if they could somehow force feed the fetus. Because fetal pate is...
It's the most delicious of all the pates.
Satanists love it.
Yeah, indeed. So I did some research. I found, a couple of articles, and I've been looking at this notion of, especially the evangelical. Now, the Catholics have been against contraception since it began. Since the moment somebody announced, hey, wait a minute, if you take this pill, you don't have to get pregnant.
Well, and
Catholicism has just been a foursquare against that.
And also, they don't like condoms.
Yeah.
Right.
Any way that you can prevent a sperm from implanting into an egg, they are...
This is the rhythm method.
Right. Anything.
They were okay with the rhythm method.
No.
I thought they liked the rhythm method.
No, there are two...
They don't even like the rhythm method?
No, because there are two biblical passages that all of this is based on.
What?
There's one that says that everyone should be fruitful and multiply.
Uh-huh.
And there's another one that says that there's the story of Onan. Do you remember the story of Onan in the Bible?
Wasn't he like a Norse god?
That's Odin.
Oh, damn.
But Onan, O-N-A-N,
okay,
in the Bible, was forced to marry his brother's wife. His brother died, and he was forced to take her as his own. He didn't want a child with this woman.
Oh, no.
But he was sort of obligated by whatever ancient fucked up laws to marry her and have sex with her.
Right.
So in order to get around it, he spilled his seed upon the ground.
Oh, I remember that. I remember that story. I didn't know his name.
He pulled out.
Yeah.
And
smart.
Yeah. It's a great way to work. I mean, it's not the ideal way to avoid pregnancy, but, a way. And God killed him for it.
Just like that.
It was so wrong that God killed him.
The one guy who got killed for that.
Well,
that's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
He was unlucky. Because isn't that a thing?
Guys have been doing this since the beginning. When you've got...
Poor Onan.
Yeah.
God. God's a dick.
God's clearly a dick.
You know what? I need a good story about this. Boom! You're dead.
You're dead.
Write it up, people.
Write it up, and then people 2,000 years from now, or 4,000 years from now, however far back Onan goes,
right.
Will then be able to comfortably oppose the pill.
Mm-hmm.
So it's two tiny passages in the Bible that all of this is based on. And the Catholic Church came out in the 60s against it, and or even earlier than that, maybe. But there was a big thing by Pope Paul VI in 1968. He wrote a Humanae Vitae, an encyclical about human life.
Oh, yeah.
And backed up, basically, everybody was kind of expecting, after the 1965 Supreme Court, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that everybody has the right to use birth control if they want to. I mean, maybe not men, but all the women do.
Right.
So the church came out with their thing, and everybody thought that they were going to sort of ease up on the gas, because there had been a decree by Pope Pius XI that said that birth control was against God, the law of God and nature.
Oh my God!
And called the use of contraception, quote, a deed which is shameful and intrinsically vicious.
Oh no!
Viciousness by preventing a pregnancy.
Why? How?
But then Paul VII doubled down and came out foursquare. So here's what he wrote in his Humanae Vitae: the fundamental nature of the marriage act, while uniting husband and wife in the closest intimacy, also renders them capable of generating new life, and this as a result of laws written into the actual nature of man and woman. So that's the big law. No word on how that applies to men and women who are incapable of having children.
Right.
Or women for whom it would be too dangerous to their own life to have children.
Right.
Just in general, you're supposed to have kids.
Always. It's the whole point of marriage.
Well, and, if there's one thing we can say with absolute surety, is that in the modern world there's not enough people. What we don't have enough of, as we look around, as we see, if you've ever been to a city that's populated the way like Beijing or Mexico City is, you think to yourself, are there enough people here?
We
might need more.
I have the same thought at the supermarket on Sunday evening.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, just too many people. Come on.
Yeah.
Less babies.
Oh my God. So yeah, we need yeah, exactly. There should be a checkout station for 4 babies or less instead of 15 items or less. It's crazy. It is there's no sense to their position other than these 2 Bible passages. Just so that everyone knows, the evangelicals didn't get on board with this until the 80s. The 1980s.
The 80s was the great awakening moment for the evangelicals. They just, everything changed.
It did change, but what changed was that they were keeping to themselves and just practicing religion just sort of nicely.
Right.
And then
like decent human beings.
And then the right
might have believed fucked up shit, but they kept it to themselves.
And they certainly didn't think that it was like they needed to press anything on the rest of the country. And then the political right of our country started roping them in and started riling them up.
And now they are riled.
And boy, are they riled about all the things that they didn't give a fuck about. And let's be real here. Most of the Catholic women in this country use birth control.
Right.
Like they ignore this completely. And most of the evangelicals probably use it too. I mean, I wasn't going to bring it up because I don't talk about every, like we're not the kind of show that has to talk about every example of religious and political hypocrisy that happens in this country, because we just don't have the time. It happens too much. But when you've got this Tim Murphy, the Congressman Tim Murphy.
Oh, is this the abortion thing?
Yeah, who's been all about the anti-abortion stuff, and then text messages come out that he was asking his fucking mistress to abort their baby.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. This is the problem, is that all of these people, these are really, really important rules until it applies to them.
Well, but also, I mean, let's face it. What percentage of anti-abortion Congress or members of Congress actually fervently hold that belief?
Like in their hearts?
In their hearts, rather than it just the reality, which is they're saying this shit to get elected.
Right. You have to have a heart to hold an opinion in your heart.
But you know what I mean? First of all, I don't believe anything that comes out of 99.8% of politicians' mouths.
Right.
They're just espousing a belief,
whatever's convenient
to get them
pragmatic.
elected.
Sure.
Right. That is the vast majority of them.
Of course.
But you would hope that they have at least a little bit of it, right? Maybe it's not a fervently held belief, but that he's actually against abortion if he's going to come out and be rabidly anti-abortion.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But turns out he's not at all.
No. He's very pro-abortion.
Especially
when it's his mistress.
Yes.
100%. He may not feel the same way when it's his wife.
I bet, yeah.
But when it's his mistress, you're goddamn right. He wants an abortion.
Right.
Get rid of that child.
Yeah. Oh, look how nice it is.
Right.
Look how good it is to have access to abortion.
Right. Yeah.
And even better, contraception.
Yeah. See? All of this could have been avoided.
Why wasn't your lady friend on birth control?
You should have been paying for it.
Yeah.
But
that's immoral.
It's immoral.
Birth control.
Yeah. Have you read those 2 verses in the Bible? I'm sure that there are contradicting ones, but those 2 verses are pretty important.
If you're going to be having an affair, make sure if you're going to be having a heterosexual affair.
Right. Yeah.
Please make sure.
All these all these secretly clandestine gay affairs that happen on the Hill, those are at least safe from pregnancy, so that's nice.
You don't have to have. It doesn't matter what your position on contraception is at that point.
Right.
But why are these political issues in the first place? Especially contraception. How in God's name is this a political issue? It's lunacy.
Yep.
What about just running our country?
Yeah.
I'd like this country to be just effectively administered and the people taken care of.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
That you would think that would be the conservative point of view of government.
Right.
And it is right up until they realize that they can't get reelected if they don't rile up these evangelicals.
Right. So let's reach into people's lives.
Yeah.
And control them.
And morally control. Like impose morality.
That's okay.
On them.
Right.
Right.
But like forcing somebody to, have health care.
Oh, it's
the fucking worst thing ever.
It's a nightmare. All right. Well, we've blathered on enough about this. I'm sure we've ruffled somebody's feathers. If your feathers are ruffled, please feel free to write to us, podcast@thankgodimatheist.com.
Or call and leave us a voicemail message. The telephone number is 424-666-8442.
It is indeed. Go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/TGIAtheist, and click that like button. See what Mackenzie's up to over there.
And while on Facebook, search for the TGIA Members Only Lounge. You can request to join. We'll let you in, and then it's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. Hey, speaking of the Facebook, thanks so much to Mackenzie and for her work on the Facebook page. And thanks so much to Sarah, Amy, and Danny for their moderation of the Members Only Lounge.
And, of course, we like to thank the Red Rock Hot Club and Gordon Johnston for the use of their music.
Yeah, and thanks to you, dear listener, for tuning in. We sure do appreciate it when you do.
Bye!